Live from all over this beautiful land, this is the Testosterone Zone with Noel, Keith, and Steve. Take it, boys!
And welcome to episode 61 of the Testosterone Zone podcast. This is Noel. I'm joined by Keith and Steve. Hello, dudes.
Hello there. How are you doing?
Say Echo 61?
I'm sorry?
It sounded like you said Echo 61.
Echo 61? No?
Yeah.
Episode 61.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard something funny.
Did you really?
That's all
Maybe
good,
it's
though.
stuttered.
I like how this is starting already.
Well, we've been out of practice. We took a couple of weeks off, really. So
we did.
Way out of practice.
I was speaking into my earphones and trying to put the headphone or the microphone in my ear.
Yep. We should do our stretches and stuff to make sure we're ready for this.
Yeah,
exactly. I should have done that before. I just know better.
Yeah.
So
I gotta say, I think I'd rather be in the same room with you guys doing this than,
I tell you what, that was a blast.
That was fun. Totally.
It really did. It really changed the whole dynamic, being able to see facial expressions while you're doing this and kind of understand, where you guys are coming from when you're talking, and even our guests too. And by the way, thanks to everybody that joined us, because we had so much fun. I mean, at one point we had 10 people in the room. Wasn't it pretty close to that?
Yeah, it was a lot.
So, and then there was full moon out of one, CH4 out of another window. It was, I mean, for our listeners, not only did they hear a great audio broadcast, but they missed out on a lot of visual cues.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying.
One of these days, we'll have to actually video Mancation and put it along with the podcast, just give our audience the full effect.
Yeah, it'd just be like Mancation Live or something like that.
There you go.
Throw it up on our YouTube channel. Well,
I like that.
Maybe I should not do it live. I should probably fuzz out some things.
Yeah, totally.
I'm thinking of the door opening and having a pleasant surprise, things like that. We got to just make sure. Oh, wow.
So, big thanks to Keith for all of his hard work on editing that Mancation episode, because
holy cow,
we did not have the equipment or the preparation needed to truly make that a quality sounding podcast. And Keith, you said what, 8.5 hours?
8.5 hours of editing. Yeah. The problem with it was, our podcast is set up different than most any others, because we basically have the tools to do our recordings online, and then it loads up to our Dropbox, and then I mix the tracks separately. Well, when we got on the same room using the internet, which was our tool, I mean, the amount of echoing that went around there, and then not only echoing from each other's microphones, but then you have the internet delay. So you had like a triple echo in every single microphone. It was crazy. I mean, I told you guys before the podcast, the laughter sounded like a 1950s horror movie that somebody laughed about. It was just, that literally, like every 5 seconds I had to listen to each individual track, and it still didn't sound great. So thanks for hanging in there with us. But Steve, like you say, it was fun listening to it because I found so many little zingers and stuff that I didn't hear while we were recording it that were hilarious. And you mentioned that too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I've lost track number of times I've listened to it, and I hear something new every single time. And it's good entertainment, especially for us. So, thanks to the guys for joining us, and what a blast it was to actually be face to face during a podcast recording session. And we thought it would be awkward at first, but once we hit play, it was normal for us. So.
It really was.
It was a lot of fun.
And it was funny because I listened to it, and then I can picture like when Kevin fell and things like that. It's like the things that we hear with people going, oh, and stuff like that. I can't stop laughing. I've listened to it a couple of times too. It's just great. Yeah. So
I've pictured while Chris was talking to us, him wearing shorts and his heavy jacket buttoned all the way up. So
that's a walking oxymoron.
That was hilarious.
That was probably my favorite line of the whole thing. I think.
That was pretty good. Man, he had a fascinating topic, and he's definitely going to come back on and visit with us more about that. That's awesome. So, like you said, and I think Noel, you said it's amazing that maybe it was Steve, I can't remember, but one of you said, we hang out and talk dude stuff all the time, but we never really go deep to understand what each other does. And it's funny. It's typical guys. Let's sit around and pull each other's finger, but not talk about that we just helped the International Space Station with a project.
Right?
And so that's what's so fascinating about that is, I just remember looking at both of you, and all of us were like, our jaws were dropped to the floor with some of the things that we heard from our guests, and it was awesome. It's awesome to get to know people.
Yeah.
So
it's a very talented group of men, and also the gassiest group of men I've ever been around. So that may have been the most CH4 ever produced at one Mancation ever. So.
Well, I had to go on oxygen after the episode. Everybody in a closed room. Thank goodness there were screens,
Yeah, I've been a little asthmatic since then, so.
No doubt, keep that inhaler handy.
Yep.
So I don't know about y'all, but the night after we recorded, it was so cold.
Oh yes,
and rainy and miserable, and it's so funny because I still had sweatpants. I'm not even lying, that I wore that night that I put on to go run an errand last Saturday. And even though I've washed them like 3 times, I'm like, I still smell campfire. Where is that coming from? My pants still had that, because we were all huddled around that fire, remember, to try to stay warm. And I tell you what, my sweatpants still smell like that fire. So between the CH4 and that, I'm pretty sure that I've shaved off a few of the lives that I got back by being there. So, it's pretty bad.
All balanced out in the end.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought half of the Houston area forest with you, because we needed every single bit of heat from those.
Boy, yes, we did. Thanks for the firewood.
I was worried we weren't going to get to burn all of that, but man, you guys came in handy.
Yeah. Mission accomplished, especially when we built the bonfire at the end. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Thanks again for everybody joining us with that. So anything going on current events wise that we need to talk about?
I'm actually watching the Celtics get their butts kicked by Milwaukee Bucks right now. But
I'm watching the Astros just destroy the Twins right now. Actually,
what's the score?
7-0.
Wow,
nice.
I can't believe they lost yesterday to the Twins. Good grief.
Yeah, 1-0. And the interesting thing about that is that there were 26. The Twins had 26 at bats in a game and won. Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Like they only had 8 innings, and so like the minimum number of batters that they could have put up there was 24, and they just had 2 extra batters. So,
dang,
one guy hit a single solo shot home run.
Isn't that amazing? Wow. It just takes one thing like that to happen to the rest of the game could be 3 up, 3 down, and one little play.
Yeah. That's
what's fun about baseball, man.
Man.
You're either going to have a night like tonight or you're going to have a night like yesterday, and you never know. Same 2 teams are playing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Same thing. You're watching the Celtics game. Sunday they beat Milwaukee by like 24. Right now they're losing by 29. So, it's sort of crazy just how the momentum can swing in different directions.
That's amazing. Well, I'm reading an article here. Fishermen in Norway came across a Russian spy late last week, but the interloper wouldn't reveal its mission, and with good reason. It couldn't because it was a beluga whale. So did you see this? The beluga whale's outfit gave it away. The surprisingly tame whale was wearing a harness that read "Equipment of St. Petersburg," indicating that it was likely trained by the Russian Navy to be used for special operations, according to news sources.
Wow.
And this is out of Live Science is where I'm reading this. Huh. So yeah, how does that even work?
So this is in Norway, and these fishermen just saw this beluga whale with a harness on it.
Yeah.
And they somehow got it to surface close enough to be able to read it, and it said it was from St. Petersburg.
Yeah. Norwegian fishermen spotted the beluga near the fishing village of Inga. Inga, armpit hair, along the northern coast of Norway on April 26th. Later, Norwegian scientists tracked down the whale and removed its very tight harness. And it had an attachment for a GoPro camera, but there wasn't a camera there anymore. So, somewhere down the road, one of the whales are taking selfies, but that's okay. So, but that's
GoPro?
crazy.
You mean the GoPro camera?
Yeah, it's a GoPro. Yeah. you know, or whatever they say.
Yeah,
So,
something like that. I think it's a dolphin, actually.
oh, dang it. What do orcas sound like?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Go
GoPro.
I mean, what a nice strategy by Russia. I mean, if you want to conquer the world, you need to start with the whales. So it totally makes sense to me.
Here we go.
Starts with the
Ready?
Yep.
Ready? Gopper. This is a YouTube recording of beluga whales.
Wow, are they taking selfies right now?
I guess so. The way they're sounding, they're probably not wearing anything.
Yeah. Those party animals.
So not even a harness with the GoPro. So, you know. But, you know, it's funny. I'm part of a Lions Club up where I work in the city. And I was telling people this story, and you know, there's a wide range of people from, you know, young to retired, and you know, after I was telling about this, they were saying, and this is something that I need to look up, but they were saying that, you know, the United States actually trained dolphins to attack ships in previous wars. Did you know that?
No, that seems like
okay. Yeah. So military dolphins were used so maybe they were defense. Military dolphins were used by U.S. during the Navy in the First and Second Gulf Wars. About 75 dolphins were in the program. The United States Navy implemented a program in 1960 to work with dolphins and sea lions in order to help with defense, mine detection, and design of new submarines and underwater weapons. And so maybe they were able to detect mines to where they could steer clear of them, something like that. But isn't that crazy?
So I wonder how like the communication went from the whale to the Russians. You know, like, you know, whale's like, hey, there's a mine here I need to let the Russians know about. I wonder how that conversation goes.
Yeah, you don't know. I wonder. Mine over here.
Oh yeah,
very close to Steve Home, right across river.
Oh my goodness!
They say it sound like native Indians.
Well over here and save our ships from mean Norwegians. They kill they kill all Russians.
We make sure there's no IKEA here.
No IKEA will go over here ever.
No.
That's all the Russian I know.
I like it. And da.
Yeah.
Da.
And vodka. But they say vodka.
Vodka. I must break you.
If we start getting hate mail, we know which continent it's going to be coming from.
Well, what's really bad is I think IKEA is from Sweden.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Who cares?
It's over there though.
Yeah, it's one of those that looks like a limp. Well, those countries that kind of
easy, man.
Okay, but anyway, good talk.
So Noel, we were talking about the Astros a while ago. You hear about this lady that's suing the Astros?
Yes, over the t-shirt cannon thing.
Yeah. So
the lawsuit got thrown out.
Did it? Good.
Yeah.
I mean, this lady thought she'd profit off of the Astros because she can't catch a t-shirt fired out of a t-shirt cannon. I mean, how else are you going to deliver t-shirts up to the crowd?
So did the lawsuit get thrown out or tossed out of a t-shirt cannon?
If I was the judge, I'd go in there with the order in my I'd like a t-shirt cannon, just shoot it across the courtroom.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Say, open your mouth. Yeah, I got something for you. Oh my gosh. Teenage Correspondent's here. Hey, Teenage
Correspondent.
You have any new words for us? No. You know you got to have something.
Does he speak beluga?
Do you speak beluga whale? Because we just were talking about a story that people in, where was it, Norway?
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah. They captured a beluga whale that had a spy harness from Russia yesterday, sometime this week.
Spy harness?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a beluga. So do you know how to translate beluga so we can understand what's going on with the Russians?
Roll tape. Let him see if he can tell us what the thing's saying.
Yeah. Here, let me here's the translation of what the whale said. Right here. Okay. You ready? Oh, it's actually an orca. I totally am wrong. It was an orca, right? It wasn't a beluga.
It's common language.
Okay, yeah, that's right. This is what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are they telling the Russians? Can you translate that for us? I know you're taking foreign language in school. Come on closer. What do you think it is?
No clue.
No clue.
No, very
Okay.
helpful.
So that's what the orca told the Russians. We have no clue what they're doing over there.
No clue what doing over here. No furniture to be sold.
That's right. Because it's the wrong country.
No cheap furniture found in Norway. Must look in Sweden.
This country not lit.
Or wherever.
You morons. In wrong country.
What did you say?
This country isn't lit.
This country isn't lit. Teenage correspondent. The good thing is maybe we'll find a follow-up of what exactly they found out from the whale. So we'll find, or the orca or whatever.
I think we should follow. We should keep following the story.
We will. We're gonna figure out this orca whale, and we're gonna translate into how we can save the plastic in the ocean.
Oh yes.
And we're gonna combine these stories, and it's gonna be amazing.
Speaking of, yesterday I saw this commercial for this organization that I guess they are claiming responsibility for leading the effort of cleaning up that garbage patch. And so they're actually, I wish I can remember the name of the group, but there's two dudes in this commercial and they sell these bracelets made out of recycled ocean trash.
Right.
And the Californians are just buying that stuff like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably throwing it back in the ocean. But
of course they are.
Yeah. True story.
They're making straws out of it.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah.
That's really funny. The straw issue. Isn't it amazing?
It's crazy. Have you ever, have y'all tried to use a paper straw?
Yes.
Is it not?
They disintegrate after the third sip.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is why we didn't make it. Don't you know the guy that has the patent on the plastic straw is like, yeah, morons, I tried that and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
that's why we went plastic.
Idiots.
They have these stainless steel straws now that you can fold up and put in a little container to put on your keychain. They're like $40. Have you seen these things?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's called the final straw or last straw or one of those things. Pretty crazy.
When I was in San Francisco, I got some from Starbucks and they had the paper straw in there. And so after about halfway through the drink, it started to disintegrate. So I had to drink it faster because of it. And then whenever it came time to throw away my trash, they don't make that decision easy because
they have multiple bins, don't they?
Yeah, multiple recycle bins, and there's food trash, paper trash, plastic trash,
and that can fit in 5 different of the bins.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, and so I honestly had to put some effort into thinking about which one to throw it into.
What's really bad is if you look behind you, there's a camera facing you. So if you choose wrong, there's an alarm that goes off and cages go down.
I just set it on fire and then spread the ashes in all the bins.
There you go.
That way it's right.
Seems like a much easier decision.
Way too complicated.
Yeah.
Don't like multiple trash cans.
No, we just want one.
Just one.
And then get an incinerator and call it good.
It would be better if it was an incinerator anyway, wouldn't it? I would throw more stuff away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be burning all sorts of stuff. I had an incinerator laying around. I'd be like, I wonder how long this takes to incinerate.
Can you imagine? I think that'd be a hobby of mine.
Yes. I'll burn that for you. I'll burn that for you.
Yeah, I'll burn this for you. Here, you don't like that chair? Let me have it.
You're throwing a couple of couch pillows in that thing.
On the Astros broadcast. They're showing the broadcasters in the booth right now, and the 3 of them of course are from Texas, and they're talking about how it's so it's freezing cold, it's 38, it's 34, 35 degrees or something in Minnesota right now, and they're all bundled up and freezing, and the booth behind them, they were trolling them big time. They were behind them with fans, gosh, it's so hot up here.
That's hilarious.
So you get used to the cold weather. You really do after a while.
Yeah, I guess that's probably, I'm sure that's right, man.
It's kind of like when they come down here and they're like, how can you survive in 100-degree weather?
Yeah. You just acclimate,
Yeah, it's crazy. Very good. Well, hopefully the Astros will win.
Yeah,
7-0, top of the 8th.
That's
a
awesome.
good feeling.
I like their chances.
I do too. No outs and runners on first and third, so they're probably at the score again.
Might have a good chance at it. So do you get the Mariners, or what do you get up there, Steve?
So we get the radio game you can always get as a Mariners. So any Mariners games on the radio up here.
Okay.
We'll get the Mariners on like Fox Regional or whatever. Of course, whoever ESPN Sunday or Monday night games are, we'll get the nationwide game for sure. So like last Sunday, I was able to watch the Astros game, which is rare up here. Mm-hmm. But I thought about doing what's the Major League Baseball package or whatever, where you can get all the games. But man, it's a little pricey. I just don't have that much time to watch baseball these days. But yeah, it's hard to get excited about Mariners because they're the division rival. So
that's true.
Speaking of sports, James Beard.
You mean Chris?
Chris Beard. It's a James Beard Award. I watched too
James
much
Harden, aka the Beard.
Yeah, there you go.
Too much beard talk.
Thank you for bailing me out, Steve.
That was good.
Chris Beard has a new contract with Texas Tech for 6 years and a ton of money. So it's like $4 million something a year.
I tell you what, that's a good thing.
So glad that they finally got off their wallets and paid the guy.
Yeah, and well deserved. They did it in the right time. He's gotten us this far. Let's keep him for the longevity. Even heard today there's a guy he's a 2020 graduate, but he's decided to declare eligible for university at 2019 to be able to play, and he wants to be able to play. He's a 5-star recruit, and Tech is one of the top 4 for him. And
I saw that, yeah.
And basically he wants to play for a year and then try to be eligible for the NBA draft. He's supposed to be that good. So, just little things like that. The stability is really, you've got stability. You've got, 2, Elite 8 Final Four appearances, or, the national championship. You've got 2 people in 2 years who've gone really high in the draft. It's pretty good. And plus the facilities they're being built, the practice facilities are being built there. And why would you not want to?
Yeah,
I don't know. It just seems like it's pretty dang attractive right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not crazy about the one and done players. Like Zaire Smith, he was a great player for us and high impact freshman. But, first thing he did after he got drafted was, get injured. And I just don't know if their bodies are physically tough enough
to feel like they're ready for
do NBA. So, there's been some conversation if NBA is going to require a commitment for at least 2 years before you go to NBA draft. I don't see that actually happening, but yeah, I
don't think it'd be bad.
Like I feel bad for Duke, like Zion Williamson, of course. We'll probably hear about him as much as we did as a college player in the pros, but
more.
He, definitely loved by ESPN, but feel bad for Duke because you can't keep a player past a year if they're NBA caliber.
It's true.
They reload though every year.
You're gonna say they're so stacked. I don't think it matters. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, I don't know. It's the same. Like even the tech baseball program. There's a lot of people that go within the first couple of years. I think as a coach, it's got to be hard to feel like you're established in something and they just go. And I'm sure the coaches want these guys to be successful. I'm not saying that, but as a coach, it's got to be hard to continue every year to say I've got to rebuild literally every year because my talent is gone.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good problem. Don't get me wrong. I know, like Coach Tadlock, he wants these guys to be successful and professional sports players and good people. I don't mean it that way. I just mean it's got to be hard as a coach to go, okay, like this year. Tech started really slow because they had to figure each other out again. They're rocking and rolling now, but it took them a while to figure out the chemistry of a brand new team, and they have to do that. It seems like every year with 14, 15 draftees each season. That's hard to recover in a baseball team.
Yeah, very true.
It's amazing, but that's okay. It's the name of the game is making the bucks. If you can do that, I guess why not?
Yep.
So I'm still a little irritated about quarterbacks not playing the bowl games because they're afraid of getting hurt. I think that's a total wuss move, but that's just me.
I agree.
So anyway, I'm like, if you're going to go,
you brought that up several times, man. That really does irritate you.
It irritates the tar out of me. It's like, how much would I love for my kids or myself have gotten a full scholarship to get an education. And then I'm just going to say, nah, I'm not going to support the school that supported me just because I don't want to break a toe. It's dumb.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just bothers me.
What was it?
How many other kids would die to have the money to go to college, and these guys were handed it to them, and then they don't represent them in one of the bigger stages that they'll get to,
Was it Will Greer at West Virginia that did that? I mean,
there were several, but he was one of them. Yeah.
Way to preserve yourself for the third round, buddy. Nice job.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
I mean, and even worse, like, I can remember his first name, Wesley, the wide receiver for Tech. I mean, he skipped his last 2 years or whatever of eligibility to go pro and got signed as an undrafted free agent. I'm sort of wondering, is that worth it? Do you go back for one more year?
Yeah, is there a way? I mean, I don't know this, so you guys can teach me. They can't go back to college after they've declared, right?
I think they can, as long as they didn't sign with an agent.
Okay, so if they sign with an agent, they're stuck. If they didn't, they can go back and play another year. Okay, got it.
Don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure, but
well, if any listeners knows differently, let us know.
Yeah.
So we'd love to get feedback.
Speaking of listener feedback, Keith, do you have an update for us on the Harry's Razors?
Oh yeah, so I do, but I'm going to give it one more week.
Okay.
I'm going to give it one more week. Okay. So it just for our listeners, I gave a little review of Harry's Razors because one of our listeners had asked about discount budget razors. And instead of picking the one in the bargain bin like Steve does, I tried to go back to the Harry's Razors and give it another shot because in all fairness, my father-in-law, basically he did what every good father-in-law, and I would do this to my the man who's with my daughters would be like, this guy is a dumbass and needs to be set straight. And God bless him for saying it in a nice way, and I know he listens, so that's funny. But anyway, so he just said, look, instead of just sitting there in the shower, dab it really dry with a towel, and you should still be able to use it in your shower. So I'm trying it again, and I'm going to tell you, I love the shave again. It's a great shave. And so I am 7 days in and I'm thinking I'm already starting to see rust. Okay. But I'm going to wait another week to see how far it goes. And then I'll give you an update. How about that?
Sounds
Very
good.
fair review.
Sounds good.
But I am willing to give it another shot with the advice. So thank you, my father-in-law. You're right. It's a great razor. I want to give it another shot. So,
and he's also right about you being a dumbass.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the man is wise, very wise. So, and I appreciate you, validating that. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Known you for a long time, and I can confirm that you are indeed a dumbass.
Validated. Thanks a lot. So
that's awesome.
Oh man, I gotta.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Watch out.
Wait a second. This before we do this. 8 to nothing, Astros.
Oh, nice.
Hey, there we go.
I know, man.
There you go. So
good. Dang.
So there were two fish in the tank. One said to the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" That's funny.
It is funny. It is funny.
I looked at that and I'm like, that's kind of an old joke.
Yeah, it is. It is. You stole my joke, actually.
That's funny. I actually went over to Home Depot the other day and bought a toilet brush. And, long story short, I'm going back to toilet paper.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. Hey, do you guys know if Google is a man or a woman?
No idea.
Google's a man. No idea.
I'm gonna say that Google's probably a woman because she doesn't let you finish your sentence without making a suggestion.
Yes. Please don't let our wives hear that one.
Yeah, please.
They don't listen to the show. Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. That's for sure. We'd be in so much trouble. Oh my gosh! If the day ever comes where I'm sitting and driving on a long trip with my wife in the car, and she says, "So I was listening to your podcast the other day. I'm going to turn off and go to the nearest rest stop."
Just jump out the door as the car is driving down the road.
Where's the eject button?
Have y'all seen that commercial where the guy just gets out of the car, like just jumps out of the car while it's rolling?
I haven't seen
that. Have y'all
that.
seen that?
No.
It's an insurance commercial, and the guy starts telling the story that he's heard like a million times, and the guy just gets out of the car while it's still going down the road. I don't know why it makes me laugh every time. I laugh every time. But
that's awesome. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
What's funny is you probably don't know what company it's about.
I don't.
Gotta love commercials that are that effective, as they all are. You know. Yeah. Remember that thing about that thing, and that thing was so funny? What was it about? I don't know.
I have no idea. I just remember the dude jumped out of a car and I laughed at it.
That's awesome. I'll have to look for that one.
Yeah.
Do you have another one?
Yeah.
Really? I'm not prepared
my
for
wife,
two jokes.
This morning, my wife asked me, what starts with F and ends in K? And I said, no, it doesn't.
That's a classic Noel joke right there.
That really is. That really is. Okay. Listen, episode 61 is in the books. Again, thanks to everybody that joined us on Mancation. We've got several guests that are lined up here in the near future that we're looking forward to having on, just to have a little more one-on-one time and listen to some success stories. Congratulations to Scott, our friend that was a crew chief. He's now with Roush Fenway, and they had a great run at Talladega, finished in the top 10. So congratulations to them. Hopefully we'll be able to visit and catch up with him on his changes and how things are going. And we've got several other guests lined up soon. So we look forward to visiting with everybody. If there's anybody that wants to be on, that wants to share a success story with us, send us an email, let us know, shoot us an Instagram, Yahoo. I had to do that. Whatever you want. Let us know. We'd love to have you on and share your stories with everybody. So thanks again, and we will talk to you in City 2. City 2.
City 2.
Yes.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, everybody. It's 9-0.
Charge!
Oh, that's good. That's right. Perfect time on the baseball charge. That was good.
Like that.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks again for listening to the Testosterone Zone. We sure had a blast visiting with you. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, leave us some feedback, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
All Testosterone Zone podcast episodes are written and produced by Noel, Keith, and Steve unless otherwise noted.
The opinions expressed in the Testosterone Zone podcast are our own and not those of our employers, families, parents, kids, dogs, cats, your mom, or any other entity Noel, Keith, or Steve are affiliated with now, in the past, or in the future, or ever.